First of all, about Corbyn and May here tonight. I know you've both been tweeting a bit, watching it. What did you make of it?
I thought Corbyn won the section with the members of the audience. He's much more relaxed, much more engaged with them. He's very good at that in that environment. But I thought with Jeremy Paxman, I might say, I feel is a little past his sell-by date and interrupted far too much, particularly Corbyn. I felt that Corbyn felt like a man running away from his past a bit. He was really uncomfortable about that stuff about the Falklands War, much of which I'd forgotten, the IRA and the drone. And for Theresa May, I think she relaxed eventually because she's very tense in these encounters, and she ended very strongly on Brexit and security. What do you think?
Well, Corbyn has got things he said in the past that are awkward for him. She's got she's got a record she finds very difficult to defend. But you look at that over the full 90 minutes, Corbyn will have walked out taller, and people will be thinking, I quite like the man now I know him, rather than how he's been presented in a predominantly Tory press. And some people for the first time will be able to see him as a Prime Minister. She wasn't bloodied, she left unbowed too, but I think she was outshone on the night. And the audience were laughing at her at one point, particularly over the election.
Well, I've been told by Barry Gardiner they laughed at him 7 times now.
Yeah, well, I wasn't counting.
Even allowing for Gardnerian exaggeration.
Yeah. Well, Barry's a big chuckle himself, of course, isn't he?
Yeah,
laugh a minute.
What did you think about the audience response to the two of them?
Well, that's why I think Corbyn came over better in that section. I think they warmed to him. He speaks with passion and fervour. She doesn't speak with much passion. She's much more technocratic, but she didn't fluff her lines. And I thought on social care, that was probably a better answer that she's given so far.
I mean, that was interesting, wasn't it? Because it did seem at times that she was saying, look, this is hard.
Yeah.
I haven't got all the answers. I'm working on it. And the audience was with her.
They were. Difficult choices are always difficult. If you're low paid, you're disabled, you're a student, you use the NHS, you're a public sector worker. Yeah, choices are always difficult. But we still don't know how many pensioners will lose their winter fuel allowance. They've done the right thing, they've saved, they've got a small occupational pension. She still won't tell us. On care, where will the cap come in? For the cap to be in any way workable, you've got to know where it is. We still don't know.
She gave a perfectly good answer on that. There's going to be a proper consultation with charities and all sorts of.
I mean,
she made up the policy.
That was a much better answer from her.
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting. I mean, her style was different, wasn't it? We didn't get strong and stable.
No.
We didn't get nothing has changed.
Which was a disaster when she did that.
Which she did with Andrew Neil on social policy. Yeah. And I felt that, you know, whatever you thought of her answers, she did answer the question in a way we haven't before.
She was. I thought it wouldn't be a great night for her because I don't think it's her strongest point. But she was much more direct. She didn't feel too rehearsed. And actually, I'd make her the points winner.
Hang on, she's still coming forward with a policy, and you don't know, if you're sitting at home, you don't know if you're going to lose your winter fuel allowance of up to £300 or how much you're going to pay in your social. You still don't know. That's not an answer.
Now, what about Jeremy Corbyn? We all know that he did attend events sympathetic
with
to
people
the
who are IRA, Sinn Féin.
We do know,
having tried to deny it earlier in the campaign,
that he was a kind of stuff the Jubilee merchant, was against the royal family.
Yeah.
Is it okay for him now to say, look, those are beliefs I had in the past, I'm now the leader of the Labour Party, we've agreed a manifesto, that's what I'm running on?
Well, I think on the Queen, yes. Where I thought it was a very good answer. Look, it's not in the manifesto. Leave the Queen out of politics. As a Republican myself, with a small R, I'd quite like that. I'm disappointed. That's right.
Yeah, of course he was.
That's it. You know, I threw something at the telly. Right, I think that's fine. I think on the Irish issue, he should have clearly addressed this fully and a lot earlier. And the questions are legitimate. You can sometimes ask whether they're proportionate, the number of times they're asked, the emphasis on it. But it's a tricky area for him, and
it's not tricky, Kevin. You just say whether you condemn them or not, and he won't say it.
No,
he won't say it. He is all over the place on it, and he did
seem to move a little bit on nuclear deterrent.
On the nuclear deterrent a bit. He was hopeless on the drone. He needs to know this. He needs to know that. By the time he's done all these consultations, whatever the drone was going to be targeted at will have gone.
I don't know why you bother.
He's going to be prime minister, not the leader of the opposition.
You know, but it's a legitimate question. You would ask all that of these security people, and we know from what's happened in the Yemen and Afghanistan, if you start firing missiles and you kill,
he's as bad, you see.
You might kill a terrorist.
He's as bad
but
as
if
him.
you're killing 20, 30 other people, you will create a whole load of new terrorists.
Just thank God you're not going to be in charge of it.
Let's look at the news. How do you think your newspaper, the Daily Mail, is going to write it up?
I think we will say, I mean, I haven't spoken to them, but I mean, I suspect they'll say that it was a points victory for Mrs May. She didn't drop. There were no blunders, there were no killer blows on either side, although I did hear some Tories saying that Jeremy Corbyn had made an uncosted commitment during his contribution. I don't know if that's right, but I'm sure they'll be working on that overnight. But I think it's
worse, an uncosted commitment or an uncosted non-commitment?
Well,
I tell you, the worst is a spin doctor coming up and telling you something that's probably not true.
But also,
what about a mirror?
Because it's not her strongest area, so I think of a great century that she's got through it.
Look, we'll call it as we see it, and it was either a very good night for Corbyn, made people rethink him, or you focus on the fact that May dodged answers to some important questions.
I mean, I was interested that The Guardian, a paper you've worked for in your time...
And my break from journalism?
Appeared, well, all right, but appeared to be picking up on some of the negatives about
the Tory Central Office have been
Corbyn's
delighted about
a left-leaning paper.
Yeah, but the reason for that is it's its first edition, so it will have had Corbyn to go on for that first edition. They may, after seeing May, and you look at it in the round, then you change your front page.
We'll still be highlighting that in the Mail for certain.
And you might have a thing or two to say about Mr Paxman, I suspect.
I suspect so, because I don't think it was a great night for him.
Oh, I thought he was poor. He was
and
the
I
loser.
speak as a great admirer of his work over the years, but perhaps he's been out of the game a bit too long.
Yeah.
Well, he's been cruising up rivers instead, hasn't he?
Well, put him up one without a paddle.
You didn't frankly have the balls to put country before party.